Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, Fabulites. I have a question for you. What opens with couch shopping, happy couch shopping with a couple, and ends with Lawrence seeing a Daniel text that says, "We really not talking," to Issa on her phone after another guilt-driven Issa-initiated sex session. Huh? That's right. Episode 4 opens like that, and episode 6 closes like that. If you'd like to stick around for my review of HBO's Insecure episodes 4, 5, and 6, please do. Welcome. I'm Angela. I have episodes 1 through 3 reviewed on my channel. I don't know how to do a link. If I can do a link, I will do a link. But you can just kind of search and find it on my channel. Y'all are probably more sophisticated than I am. I'm so excited that I finally I'm getting a chance to watch the series. I am really enjoying it. So let's jump right in. Episode 4, entitled Thirsty AF. That's what I say, AF. Thirsty is something. So it opens again with them couch shopping, and it closes with Issa making a guilty escape from ex-sex after being reminded of her boyfriend Lawrence and their couch shopping excursion by a soap dispenser. So Issa's ex shows up at the job unexpectedly, and he ends up, through the initiation of her colleague, becoming a participant in the career day program. They lose an artist. Her colleague is like, "Why don't you have your ex do it, or the guy do it, your friend who came to visit?" And Issa's like, "Oh, no." But anyway, he does end up doing it. He does a great job. The kids are enjoying him. He's up in, Issa. Oh, she's a good rapper. You know who can spit? Issa. She can spit. And so that is kind of like it's a good situation. We're all warm and fuzzy about it, or at least she's warm and I'm fuzzy. I love the bathroom, the mirror sequences that they have in the series. So we get another one with her in the bathroom at school, kind of talking to Daniel, who morphs into Lawrence, who morphs into a real life. It doesn't really morph, but the real life Molly is there. Like, "Girl, what are you doing?" Literally, like, "What are you doing with Daniel, your ex? That's the guy who you still have an open situation with, because he's like your what if guy." I don't know if they use that language, but basically, what if y'all know this dog, what if we were ever able to get together? It's kind of like their situation never exactly happened. So they're not exactly exes. I think they were they kind of missed each other, although they do have they definitely have history and sexual history. But Molly is not here for her fantasizing or even interacting with Daniel. She feels like, if she want to break up with her boyfriend, she needs to break up with her. You need to do stuff right, sister girl. If you're going to break up with Lawrence, go on and break up with Lawrence and then be trying to get back with Daniel. But I don't even know if Molly is a friend of Daniel, period. It seems like she thinks that Daniel is a freak boy. That's the impression I've gotten. She don't seem to like him. But, the men and all these people are so pretty and cute. The men, the women. So anyway, we see Mr. Lawrence at his new job at Best Buy. He's in the zone, giving a client advice about how to shut down her computer program to maximize memory or whatever he's doing. He's doing his thing. He's in his zone, even though it's it's not his ideal job. He's making the best of it, and he's shining. He's feeling good about it. And then his supervisor comes over and is like, "Hey, could you cover in the washing machine department? We need somebody over there." He like, "Well, Lawrence, you hired me for my computer expertise." And the guy is like, "They got computers over in washing machines." And Lawrence is like, and kind of realizes it's, they hired you for being a warm body. So, take your warm body on over there to washing machines and try to sell some washing machines, or at least try to answer, make up some answers to people's questions. I don't know anything about washing machines. They don't care nothing like about that at Best Buy. It's like an anti-Best Buy commercial. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I've ever shopped at Best Buy, so I don't know. I don't have an opinion. And then he's at lunch. His bank teller comes up. Oh, she's very personable and enthusiastic. She's very charming. She's packed her lunch. He's sitting there eating lunch. What you doing? He's reading the Best Buy benefits program. Oh, they got good benefits there. They match your 401c. Look, 501c3. They match your 401k after 5 years. I'm like, are those good benefits? When I worked at the hotel, I think they matched my 401k donations after like 6 months or something like that. So I don't know if they were like making a joke or if that's like how it is out here in these streets, because that didn't sound good. And he's kind of depressed by that. He's like, I thought this was going to be a short-term situation, and it's turning into a long-term situation, and it's turning into, it's not really his preferred situation. But the bank teller encourages him. She got her hot sauce. They share hot sauce, and she encourages him to follow his dreams. She's following her dreams of being a bank manager. So she's taking some classes somewhere, doing something, and he should follow his dreams of being an app developer. Wow, a real life app. I mean, she's just so enthusiastic and energized. I like her. Molly's white woman boss asked her to talk to the black woman intern, the summer intern who's working about, how to fit into the culture. Basically, the conversation that Molly had already tried to have with the intern, and the intern was not receptive to that feedback from Molly when she gave it to her unsolicited, just trying to look out for her. The girl, I don't know if y'all remember, but the young woman, I can't remember her name, Khadija, whatever, had said, I got my job being extra and I'm gonna keep being extra, and you thank you but no thank you, or whatever. So Molly is kind of like, she's really already been there. I don't think she wants to tell her white woman supervisor that she's already been there, but and she also doesn't want to, I think if she, just by her taking the initiative to try to help someone out of the kindness of her heart, she feels it's cool. But she like, why I got to be the black translator? If this woman is being extra, why I got to be the one to translate to her, how to behave in the workplace, because I'm another black woman. I mean, so she ends up going on a date with someone from the league. Is this, I think that's when that's the scene. Yeah. And she's a little dry at the beginning, and then, she ends up talking about what's going on at work, and they bond over being the only black person, or one of the few black people at work, the irritants of being a black person. And so she goes back and suggests to her white woman boss that, maybe it would be better if you spoke to her so that the message that you want to get across gets across. And since I was just, only 2 or 3 years ago a summer intern myself, I may not be the best person to do the job. I may be too close to the situation. So the white woman is like, okay, cool, we got it. And then we see when she's on her way to when Molly is on her way to Issa's career day, we see the intern in the conference room with 2 or 3 white men and the white woman. And, I don't know if she's getting fired or what, but Molly, look about how I feel like, oh my gosh, is not a good looking situation. And I felt bad for the young woman, but I also kind of felt like bad for Molly, like she was in a weird situation. So I feel like she did her best to handle it, and I feel like she came from a good place to try to, give the woman some feedback when she did try to give her some feedback. So, we got to all get out here and learn whatever we got to get out here and learn. And, that's how life is. So this episode ends with the children, I guess, because Daniel mentioned that Issa is a rapper. The children have now discovered her Broken Pussy video, which she didn't even know was, out there. But someone had taken a video, and the children are just in love with Broken Pussy because, why wouldn't they? It's so lascivious, and they're children, and it's Miss Issa. So they're having a fun time, learning the lyrics and playing the video, and, playing around with the video, with the lyrics. And, so that's very stressful to her. The next episode 5 is Shady SF. And it opens with Issa upset showing Lawrence the broken pussy video. And how does it close? I guess it closes with the bank teller, whose name is Tasha, trying to create a date with Lawrence, and Lawrence saying, I have a girlfriend. So the kids have intensified their amusement about broken pussy. It has not died down. Somebody told her, oh, that's going to die down by the weekend. They'll be focused on something else. They are more intensely focused on it than ever before, translating it into Spanish, whatever. It's blowing up. It's blowing up. Molly has a guy over at her place. I guess the guy that she had been out on a date with from The League, the high-end, hard to get into exclusive dating app that she's a part of. And she's, what you doing tonight? He like, well, if we finish in sex, I guess I'm coming over here. She like, well, my friend is having a party, or somebody's having an engagement party. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to come. He says, okay, well, let me know. Yeah, I guess if I'm bringing a +1, I got to let her know. And he's kind of like, okay, I'll let you know. And I got the impression that he didn't want to go. She seemed real excited about having a +1. It seemed like they were kind of missing each other to me. He does end up showing up to the party. First, when she's on the way, she's like, are you ready? Are you coming? He's like, oh, I'm held up at work. I'm like, he not going. And then she's like, oh, I'll wait. And he's like, oh, no, I don't want to hold you up. Go on. I'm like, he's not coming. Then she's at the party. Where's your boyfriend? Oh, I don't think he's going to make it. He's at work. And then boom, he shows up. And she's like so happy, so excited. She's introducing him to, someone. And she's like, this is and he says boyfriend, or I don't know how, but he kind of is like, hey, I'm the boyfriend. And she's kind of like, okay, are we there yet? And so she, she smiles and asks him about it later, at the party when she gets a chance. So you my boyfriend now? I mean, we doing that? And he's like, well, isn't that what you wanted? She like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you seem so desperate to have me come to the party, like it seemed like you really needed a win. Like, you needed somebody to come and, pretend to be, your man. And she like, I don't need nobody to lie. And, so she ends up asking him to leave the party. So that's cool. I like, I mean, I may have been excited, but I ain't no desperado now. I ain't no desperado. We see Issa having a legal consultation with Molly. And Molly uses the language that she's carrying a fuck torch for Daniel. So I thought that was funny language. I wrote it down, fuck torch. I'm like, oh, look, I'm saying it now, but I don't feel comfortable saying shady as fuck. Don't tell him back I said that. So she has a legal consultation with Molly, trying to figure out how to get this video down. She ends up going back to Daniel to try to figure out who posted the video, so she can, because she needs to know who posted it in order to try to figure out who to talk to get it taken down. The lawyer is like, who am I gonna sue? She's like, I don't know, just sue him, make it in, says Issa. So she goes back to Daniel. Daniel asks if he can, he says he doesn't know, he's going to check into it or whatever. He asks if he can have a ride to the studio. She gives him a ride to the studio. He invites her to come in. She's hanging out at the studio. Somebody is working. She kind of ends up making some faces or whatever that help, kind of helps with the work progressing or whatever. They talk, they end up, when the people that Daniel was working with in the studio leave, they end up talking about their relationship. Daniel wants to know why Issa never took him seriously. There's a whole story. I think I'm forgetting it now, but I guess that there was something that happened where, and it seems like their relationship has basically been friends with benefits, but it seems like there was something that happened where Issa thought they were going to become boyfriend and girlfriend, and Daniel never did that. And so he says that he wasn't ready then, but she got a boyfriend now, and she knows she has a boyfriend. He says he wasn't ready then. He ends up kissing her. She pushes him away, and then she pulls him back in, and he goes in. Oh my gosh. Molly calls Jared, who's the Enterprise rent-a guy, to ask about Issa's video, because that's where they first met, at that open mic. And so she's trying to see if he or his brother maybe posted the video, or maybe know who did. And then later she ends up showing up at his place drunk after she leaves the engagement party, where she has sent her date home because he thought she was a desperado. She shows up at Jared, I think his name is Jared, at Jared's place. And he's, you know, he's kind of a little bit on the dry side, but she's too drunk to notice. And he's decent enough. He's kind to her drunk behind. Who we growling at, Bella? Who we mad at? Who we gonna get, girl? And then we see Tasha showing up at Daniel's workplace. I mean, at Daniel's workplace, trying to create a date. And he tells her that he has a boyfriend. All right, that's the end of this one. I'll have to get the second one. Give me 1 minute. I'll have to get the second one, this episode 6, shortly. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribe. Be you, be fabulous you. Be you, be fabulous you. Peace.